How you been doing since your surgery? First time I met you, no. The second time I saw you had surgery and there was, you were a little down and out and not mentally or nothing, but you were,
Yeah, the
you
next,
were,
I have to have another surgery. That's in a month.
damn,
Yeah. I'm kind of pissed because they should have just taken it all out at once.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the cancer doctor, he was like, yeah, so on your reports we saw that there's a possibility that you still have the cancer cells from the last one, but then you have new growth on the other side. So, it's a journey. Yeah, I should have just had them do the whole thing, but I didn't think I would have to be on thyroid medicine. And that's what made it so that, okay, well, surgery then, because I'm going to have to be on the medicine the rest of my life, regardless.
You use CMOS?
You know what? One of the guys on our team is like infatuated with CMOS. I've never tried it yet.
I think you should try it.
Okay, what, like the pill form or like the?
I'm a natural guy, so I'm like I like the gel. So,
Okay.
but now I'm gonna tell you something funny. Right now, I have the gel and the pills. This is the first time that I got the pills, but the pills are mixed with like burdock root,
Yeah.
black something, some
Yeah.
other stuff I don't know even how to pronounce. But, and so that's why I ended up getting the pills, and I can't necessarily tell which one I like the best. But what I know is that I take the gel with my coffee and it works well.
What
And
does it?
so-
Does it like give you energy? Does it? What does it do?
So for me, I'm a believer in everybody does
Yeah,
something.
everything
Everything does something different for everybody.
Right.
And so for me, what it does is it's been good with hair growth.
Okay.
It's been good with my skin. It's been good with, I'm 46, right? And so when I hit 40, the day after I hit 40, and I jumped out to bed, my knees was hurting. I ain't playing. Hey, my knees was killing me. And but back then I was playing a lot of basketball too, and so I what was I going? So what it's done is I hop out the bed in the morning. I have no soreness, at all in my body, so. But
That'd be
I do have
beneficial.
a lot of inflammation, and so I believe it worked better with me if I went back into exercise and,
Okay.
eating a little bit healthier. My problem is I eat late,
Yeah.
and so it's difficult. But I'm a big believer. The reason that I said CMOS is because when you're reading about what it's good for, the thyroid is the first thing
Really?
that
Okay.
that it
I
speaks
might
on.
have to get serious and look
So
into it.
that's why I'm like, hey, the what do you have to lose?
Right.
What do you have to lose? You know what I mean? And so most of these medications out here, Tylenol, all of that, they're pulling from some natural source in the first place. That's why they tearing up the Congo and all these other, places with great natural resources. And
Yeah.
so,
All right. So let's start the
oh,
interview.
Oops, okay. Oops. All right. Oops. I'm going on. Look,
Are we live?
why'd you say something?
Are we live? We've been live, right? Cool. Hey, everybody.
Oh, no. Yeah, you did.
This is Jen K with Word on the Beat. We have already started the interview
Hey,
with
oops.
the amazing Leon from Magnus Premium Cannabis.
Oh,
Hey,
man. Too much talking.
It's all good. This is episode 3, season 1, episode 3. Leon was able to get down here from Seattle to join me So, Leon, do you remember how we met
Yeah,
and where
scary.
we met?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. The Seattle Sound Award. No, I'm sorry. No. It was the no. Where? I forget what it was called.
It's because you smoke too much.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It was something out
Look
here.
at the TV, sir.
Right. That's what I was saying. South Sound Music Festival.
All
And
right.
it was on the 23rd. Yes.
Yeah, so,
Last
okay.
year. Yes.
We met at South Sound Music Festival. I was
Yes.
walking around, whatever. Your table caught my eye, and I don't know if your packaging is still the same, but it looked like condoms.
Yes. Yes.
And your name being Magnus, you know,
Yes.
it caught my eye. I was like, what is going on over here? So I had to look.
Yeah.
Of course, you guys are a weed company, a grow house.
So you
I
know,
believe.
somebody was telling me the other day, you know, that they were a little confused on what was going on, you know, with us and what we were. So what it is this magnet. So I've been in the industry since 2014 when they first made it legal. I applied. I got my license in 2014, and you know, I released the product in 2015. And so I had a couple of brands, right? But we'll fast forward to Magnus. So what happened was I had partnered up with somebody, and we were sitting back trying to think of a name of the company, and we were all throwing around a bunch of different names, and then somebody said, "What about Magnus?" And I loved the name. I looked it up, and I loved what the meaning was. And it's a Greek word, you know, and the name means big, large, you know, great.
Makes
And
sense.
so I loved it. I said, this is great. And when I thought of Magnus, the first thing I thought of was Magnum,
Yeah.
right? And I thought to myself, we're black owned.
Oh,
Magnums are associated with black folk.
You played into the stereotype and it works.
Well, I mean,
okay.
stereotype is a stereotype. Yeah. No, that's a good one. Now I ain't saying nothing, but you know, and so I was like, "Ooh, this would be fun." And I don't even know if we should even be talking about this. This is what I did is I thought about there's some psychological, I forget what it's called. It's where the mind, where you see something and you can relate it to something and you remember it. I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know what
somebody
yeah.
smarter than me would just gonna know. And so I said, you know what, you guys, let's go with Magnus, and let's have the labeling similar to a Magnum condom. So that happened on purpose, right?
Of course it did.
And the thing about it is, you know, where I'm originally from, it's all about we love haters, right? And so it was a situation where I didn't know if people were gonna like it or hate it, but I knew somebody was gonna have to I knew somebody was gonna have something to say about it.
Oh, of course.
And so that's where it came from. I like the controversy around it, and yeah, that's where Magnus started and came from, and that's why it does look like originally like a Magnum condom.
But you
know.
did go through a rebranding recently,
I did.
right?
I did.
With the packaging.
I did. You know, the truth is that last year in the state of Washington, and really, what's we got the state of Washington? It was a bad year. The cannabis industry, the legal cannabis industry, was on the decline. And you know, I've been in this for a while, and I was thinking about getting out, right? And so went back and forth with a lot of different people. A lot of people were saying, "Hey, you know, you're one of the few only black owned. You should say." But I'm like, it's no fun anymore, really. You know, I love growing, but selling it is just difficult. And so what I ended up doing I was like, you know what, hey, what am I gonna what am I gonna do? I went to this seminar. I forget the name of the gentleman. They're another black-owned brand, and I was inside of this little seminar with um, a bunch of other like-minded individuals that look like me, and I was instantly inspired. And so I said to myself, you know what, let's try something different. We had flower out in the market. Let's, you know what, we smoke blunts. Let's put some blunts out on the market. And when I looked out in the market, what I saw is that people were losing their trust in pre-rolls. Because if you have a pre-roll, normally, out here in the state of Washington, most pre-rolls, if they have concentrates in them, they're not putting quality flower in it, right? They might be putting quality concentrate in it, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You know, they might be infusing it with something, you know, really good, but you're not going to get the best flower, you know?
And you saying that, actually, I used to smoke
Yes.
socially, but
Yes.
there were times when I want a pre-roll and I'd go get one. And yeah, I always got them infused.
Yes. Yeah. You didn't know.
Because I knew that was gonna be the better high for me
Yes, it was.
to relax. I never got it just straight flower, ever.
And so we're trying to change that.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, you know what? Let's take all of the buds, the top buds. You know, we still, you know, we grow it with love. We grow organically and naturally. We still, you know, because we love to grow. We still grow and we smoke what we grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's important for us to try to grow the best quality that we can. So we still grow it right. We still dry it. We still trim it. We still cure it, and then we grind it and put it inside of the blunt and or our pre-roll. And so
I have a picture.
we want to.
Oh, here we go.
We want to, you know, bring the trust back into pre-rolls, really.
Yeah, so you're calling it Seattle Sluggers for the
Yes.
blunts.
Yes.
And these were incredible when you were showing me in El Rock them when we went to your garden for to walk around and see what you were doing.
Yeah, the tour you guys did. Yeah, yeah.
So tell me about this crutch that you guys have inside.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can't tell you too much about it other than when I found the blunt that I finally wanted, they had already had that.
Okay.
The thing that, you know, at first I'm not gonna lie, I'm from the old school. We don't really do crutches, really, you know. So I really wasn't a crutch guy, right? But when I found this one and I tried it out, I loved it. Because a lot of times with crutches that are pre-made, they kind of hold the smoke back, to me, right?
Okay.
This one allowed a smoother pull off of the blunt. And so I really love that. Some people have glass tips, some people have wood tips, but when I tried those, it was like, it reminded me of a Black and Mild, you know?
Okay.
And so, and it just wasn't, you know, one thing I will say, I tried to get as close to a traditional blunt that I possibly could.
Right.
In the market that we can't use tobacco.
Yes.
So I had to find hemp.
I
you know.
I like how you mentioned that because I was
Yes,
gonna.
that's
So
very
this
important.
this is hemp.
This is a hemp wrap.
Completely
Yes.
100% hemp wrap.
Yes, this is a hemp wrap. Yes.
Which I feel is even better because tobacco mixing with weed, I never liked it. I never liked it.
It's healthier. It's healthier.
Yeah.
I will definitely say that. You know, some people, you know, real, true blunt smokers, you know, it's been a 50-50. You know, some, you know, that tobacco is something different. It's not hemp. You know. And I respect that, you know, and those that have been smoking for years on top of years, you know, you have to want to change, you know.
Yeah.
And what I will say is if you smoke on a hemp leaf and it tastes completely different to you, then you're gonna have some issues changing, right? But if you get a hemp leaf that is similar to tobacco or really doesn't, no, I'm sorry, this is what I want to say. I believe that if you put the appropriate quality inside of the hemp wrap, you should be able to taste the cannabis slash marijuana slash weed slash dro, whatever you want to call it, slash za, whatever the hell you want to call it. You should be able to taste that instead of anything else. And I think that's what's kind of the most important thing for me, you know.
Okay.
Being able for people to have a blunt experience, but more importantly, be able to taste the weed and get a good high from it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, I think flavor is what it's all about. So yeah.
So you have the Seattle Sluggers, which is the blunt, and then you have these pyramids.
Pyramids, yes.
And that's the pre-rolls. That's the joints.
Pre-rolls, yes.
What is the difference for people who might not know between a joint and a blunt? What is the difference between these two?
So it's really what they're rolled in. The pyramid is we found and sourced some French rolling papers, and they're naturally brown. They're kind of like their cigarette papers, right? And we know that some people don't like blunts,
right?
Don't like that style of smoking, right? And so we wanted to create something for the joint smokers, but something different than the regular, you know, white papers that you would get, you know. And so that's where we, you know, found that. I'm a big fan of it. We haven't really been pushing the pyramids as of late because we really want to put out the sluggers. But I can't lie to you, the pyramids hit to me, you know. They're and it may be because of the I don't know why the pyramids hit though. So we're going to really be pushing those more towards the summer.
Okay.
But and we like to call them luxury joints.
Luxury, I love that.
You know, so 'cause we think they look sexy.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
sexy and luxury ain't the same thing, but yeah.
do you feel like the pyramids and sluggers smoke longer? Do they last longer? Do you think?
Then what? Then tobacco?
Yeah,
I think that they last just as long. You know, a lot of how long we'll say blunt lasts has a lot to do with how much you put inside of that leaf or that wrap.
okay.
You know, and so for us, because we put 1.5 grams, which is larger than or around the same size as a regular blunt, you know. And actually that's wrong. A lot of people roll smaller blunts, you know, especially if you're using swishers, you know.
Yeah.
So we what are they called? Because I'm a swisher guy. I used to be. All I smoke is sluggers. But the backwoods. The backwoods, you are forced to roll a larger blunt.
Right.
And so that's why these burn a little bit slower, because we have more tree inside of them.
Okay. So you're originally from California.
Originally from California, all up
Southern
all up and down.
California.
Well, no, you know what? I'm originally from the Bay Area.
Are you?
That's where I spent
I feel like
most of my
I
time.
knew that.
What?
I don't know. One of our conversations, I don't even know.
See, now let me say this. I lived in Southern California with my dad
Okay.
for about 3 years.
Okay.
I then moved back to Southern California. So I moved back to the Bay Area, and then I moved back to Southern California in my later years of life. And I was out there for about another 3 to 4 years. But, I mean, for the most part, you know, my dad is from Southern California. My mom is from Northern California. So, you know, I was raised with my moms. But I was always in Southern California. So really, I'm just a Cali boy. But Bay Area to the fullest, you know.
Okay.
Bay Area, if anything.
That changes my opinion of you.
You know. Uh-oh.
In a good way.
Yeah, right.
I'm from Sacramento, so you know. My
Sac
parents are from the
Town.
Bay.
Yeah, that's
you
right. That's right.
Gotta represent.
I've lived in Sacramento. Actually, I lived in Elk Grove.
Yeah.
I lived in Elk Grove, not Sacramento. But yeah, those were fun times. I have family out there, you know. I frequented Sac. It was only a hop, skip, and a jump away,
Right.
you know.
What made you realize that this is what you wanted to do?
I don't know if we're supposed to talk about this, but I was in the mortgage business for a long time. And through there, I met some people that had came from the South.
Okay.
And we made a connection, and I was able to help people on the other side of the state smoke quality cannabis, you know. And through that, you know, I made a lot of different friends, you know, and associations. And one of them, and I, you know, I was already kind of self-employed up on some other adventures. I had a courier service.
Okay.
And like I said, I was still in the mortgage business. But once the mortgage business ended, once we had that crash, I had to find something else to do. And so at that time, I was living in Southern California. I had opened up a Metro PCS store, and then opened up another Metro PCS store.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, during the mortgage business, called me. And we had done business in multiple different things. And he had called me and said, come on out to Seattle. Came out to Seattle. I fell in love with Seattle. They got me because it was during the summertime.
You can't come here in the summertime. Summers are beautiful.
Got me. It's one of the most beautiful cities, areas in the country during the summertime.
Yep.
I mean, even the air smelled sweet. I didn't drink coffee. People were drinking coffee. It just looked cool. I was like, you drinking coffee? Oh, let's steam it all out of it, man. I want to drink me some coffee, man. So, you know, I swear I didn't drink coffee till I moved out here. And so, you know, y'all got me. And so I fell in love, and I came out here and opened up a medical marijuana shop in downtown Seattle.
Okay.
Called Emerald City Collective Gardens. And it just went from there. So how did I know I didn't know this is what I wanted to do. You know, I just, I've been in the business for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so it just made sense. Growing, I had been around growers, you know, kind of all my life. But it wasn't until I had gotten my medical marijuana shop that, you know, I started growing, you know. So I was growing for the medical marijuana shop, and then when it was time to become legal, you know, I had to figure out what I wanted to do. Did I want to grow, or did I want to have a shop? And I chose having a grow because, you know, I thought the industry was going to need us, you know, like we were
Supply
going to
and
control
demand,
the
you would
industry,
think
right? You
so.
would think, and it just it was, you know, I mean, in hindsight, I'm happy about what I do. I love growing, you know, but I probably should have gotten a shop back then, you know, applied for a retail license. And, you know, and so, you know, I'm at where I'm at right now, you know.
Well, you let me come to the farm earlier in the year.
Yes.
And I got to see one of the strains you were growing.
Yes.
Oh, so beautiful. It smelled so good.
It's fun stuff.
Man, and your whole operation out there is just, it's so, I don't know if organized is the right word, because of course it's got to be organized, but it's so interesting the way you guys have the separate rooms and the separate, I don't know anything about growing,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it was just really fun experience to see what that side of it is.
Yeah, right,
you know?
right. Especially if you've been smoking it for a while. Most people haven't seen it grown.
Yeah.
99% of people, 99% of people that smoke weed have no clue what the hell they smoking. They only know what they're smoking because they're told.
Right, the
You
name
know,
on
you
the
don't know if it's
package.
you don't know if if it has pesticides or fungicides spray, or if there's been bugs on it or mold on it, or I mean, a lot of those things, if you've been around weed for a while, growing it, you can smell it, you can look at the bud, and you can tell, and so I was saying that to say I love bringing people into the garden to smoke, I'm sorry, not to smoke. I said smoke because I was looking over there and I was
You
like,
can smoke.
I'm ready to smoke.
You can smoke. I have no problems with you smoking. Just don't try to pass it to me, okay?
But to see weed, yes, let us smoke a Seattle Slugger. This is my advertising time. Nah. I'm listening though. I'm listening to you though. And we do have brown and green. I thought I had brought a green one too as well, but we're gonna get on these brown ones.
And the brown ones are the same. They're all hemp.
Well, so what it is the brown ones. So the green ones are more of a what I want to say. They're more of a fresh wrap. Okay. So you know how when you're and let me also say this. This isn't a leaf. So it comes from the branches. It comes from the stems of the hemp plant. And so, and it's mashed, and I mean, it's a whole process.
Right.
And so when it's brown, like any other leaf that you would smoke, backwoods, all the rest of them, it's been cured, it's been dried,
Okay.
But a lot of leaves aren't brown; they're green.
Right.
Right. And so what the green one is a more fresher, newer hemp wrap.
Okay.
And these brown ones are just more cured, and you got to try both to find out which one you like.
I was gonna ask, like, is there a difference in the flavor or the?
You gotta try
I
them.
wish I could, Leon. I wish I could.
I'd love to pass this one to you, and then find a green one and pass that one to you. But listen, weed ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? Weed ain't for everybody. So I get it. But see how this thing lights up? It's easy.
Mhm.
The filter allows for a really smooth smoke.
Mhm. I just like that there's not that tobacco smell coming off of it, because I can't be around tobacco with my health issues. So,
yes.
Which is also why I can't smoke anymore. I do the edibles now to help me sleep mostly, but
well, that is the healthy way. I mean, smoking anything really is bad for you. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Smoking anything is bad for you. And edibles really are the way to go. But if you're gonna smoke,
yeah.
Smoke a slugger.
Smoke a slugger. Now, Seattle Sluggers, you have them in various stores now. I think last time I checked, it was like 6. Are we up? Are we
God
up
is
more?
good. God is good. Listen, we're at 20 shops now.
We're at 20 shops? Wow, I'm behind the times.
Well, the problem is we've been working.
Yeah.
And
Need some water over here?
right. Well, yeah, you're right about that. I did say it's a problem. The real truth is, let me say that, as we've been working. And the thing about it is that this industry is a difficult industry, And what I've decided is I wanted to go into the shops myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so myself and my sales rep, Olivia, we've been going into the shops. She's been hitting them with the sales, and I've been hitting them with the grow.
Yeah.
And it's important because people need to understand and see the passion that we have for this product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nothing like having a grower come in and, you can ask me any question, But at the same time, I don't take this product personal because you can at the same time. So,
Okay.
I don't know if I answered the question.
Leon's going to get high and just get all confused in the whole interview.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for that part. It'll happen.
And I ain't smoked all day.
Oh, no. Yeah, you needed that.
So we're going to really get confused, you know. But yeah, that's what the slug is all about. It's about hopefully people believe it's when they smoke it, that they believe that it's quality in a pre-roll.
Yeah. Well, and that's the most important thing in anything, you know. You want to always have quality, especially attached to your name, you know, and if it's something that you are passionate about, which you are, it's I know you've touched on so many times, you've said quality. You always say quality. And that's one thing that drew me in with you as well, because, you know, with L Rock's brand and stuff, we want to be able to have something eventually, maybe a investment sponsor. I don't even know yet. Everything's hypothetical at this point, but you know, LX3 is about quality too, and
y'all do phenomenal work. I love the way y'all put yourselves out
anybody
there.
can work together with quality. My mind's all over the place right now. Quality content. I'm not even smoking. Wow.
Oh, when somebody was talking about me. Look, nobody else needs to forget what's going on. Oops.
But no, it's just, you know, when you were promoting quality, I was like, that's perfect. Let's see what we can do, if anything. And I know we're still talking about things and trying to figure things out. It's all, the whole legal part is crazy. So when marijuana was legalized, how did that affect you guys? Because on one side it has to be good, but on the other side, it's only partially legalized, really, depending on the state and federal laws.
You know, I hate taxes, but I can't lie. I wanted to pay taxes. I wanted this to be legal.
Right.
The problem is that they the taxes are too high. You know, had they treated us like a regular business, then this business would be thriving right now. But it's not. And when how did it affect prices? You know, the stores control the market. You know, we have to go in and, you know, it's like the music industry a lot of times. It's who you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's if you don't know anybody, you got to have a great mouthpiece, or you got to have a great product. Mm-hmm. And so how it affected us is prices. Prices dropped. You know, for anybody, like I said, I've been in this business for 20 years now. And just to give some numbers, we gonna be real. I might even get in trouble. When I first started this business,
don't get yourself in trouble.
Pounds were 4,500. Today, they're as low as $750, $800, let's say. They are as low as $500. I'm gonna put it to you this way: they have ounces. Do these numbers. They have ounces in the stores for $21.
What? Ounces.
Ounces in the stores for $21.
Interesting.
You know, we have to package it up, you know, and we have to make it look all nice and spend all the money for the people to package it. Mm-hmm. And then we have to present it. And because of the taxes, we have to give it to the stores at a third of the price.
Oof.
But that's just some secret information that I believe everybody needs to know.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're getting a $30 ounce we're probably selling it to the store for $10.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Well, yeah. We'll say an ounce. We can. I mean, it can be anything, an eighth, whatever, you know. So, how has it changed? It's not. We have to work twice as hard to make twice as less money.
And that's just because of taxes, the price that how.
Taxes and regulations, yes.
Oof.
You know, we're not able to go to the end consumer. Our customer has to be the shop.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, it the dynamic has changed as far as how you can market your product and who you can market it to. So, it's you know, it's not as lucrative as it used to be.
Right.
And it's just, you know, a lot of stringent regulations. I will say this, and I'm a really stand on this too. The one thing that I do not understand about this entire industry is you made cannabis legal. Okay.
Right.
You said anybody with an ID over 21 can purchase it.
Right.
Which means you want people from all over the country, all over the world to come in. And you want all that great tax money. But you do not give people a place to partake. And so another completely ridiculous situation that we have here, besides the taxes, is there's no place for a out-of-towner to come in and smoke. You can't smoke outside. Yeah. You can't smoke in your hotel. Yeah. You can't smoke in your rental car. You can't smoke, if you live here, you can't smoke in your apartment. If you're renting, you can't smoke inside of your rental property. Yeah. I mean, where in the hell can you can purchase the product and you can pay a premium on the tax, but where the hell can you smoke it at?
Yes, it's not like alcohol where you have bars you can go into and just chill. Interesting.
You know, so there's two things that are going on with this industry that are really screwing it up. And so, you know, to me.
Well, so that makes it so like events. So you can't just hold an event and have people smoking because it's not.
Yeah, a lot of these events you go to, you can't.
So crazy.
There is no consumption.
Right.
Yeah.
It's way different than alcohol, but they're trying to regulate it like alcohol. Is kind of like
I mean, that's where the idea of
it.
having a producer and a processor and a retail shop came from.
Right.
From alcohol and how they have it set up. But I mean, I think eventually it's going to be like alcohol. Like, you know, eventually, you know, like before weed was legal, you know, they said the gangsters ran, you know, cannabis, weed industry. And so now that it's legal, now you have more, it's state legal, yeah. Right? Not federally legal. Now you have businessmen, we'll say, coming in from all over and starting shops, starting grows, those that they believe are legitimate. And then when it becomes federally legal, you will then have the quadrillionaires coming in. And at that point, it will be an A&PM, 7-Eleven, wherever alcohol and cigarettes are sold.
Right. You think it'll get to that point eventually?
Oh, of course. Of course, definitely.
That's an interesting thought.
You know, why wouldn't it? Because you have to look at it like alcohol. No, nobody out here, at least on the West Coast, know anybody that makes alcohol, makes White Lightning or you know, that makes liquor. You know, beer. Right. You do it as a hobby. You know, and eventually it's going to be, you don't know anybody who sells or, you know, there's always going to be people that grow cannabis just in their house for medical reasons for themselves. Because, you know, they like to grow tomatoes and whatever else. You know what I mean? They like to grow their cannabis and smoke it. That's always going to be, but
Right.
nothing on a large scale. That's,
Interesting.
it's going to be controlled, completely controlled, and like I said, the billionaires will come in and run it at that point. The Newport people and the, you know what I mean, the
Yeah.
cigarette people and the Budweiser people and the, they're gonna come in and man, they're not stupid.
Nope.
So and that's what that scheduling is about. That change of that scheduling. That's why
Okay.
it's a big thing. You know, it might allow for federal. Well, no, it will allow for federal funding. And once you're able to get federal funding, then you can go to banks.
Yeah. Because right now you can't.
Then you can do certain
Weird.
research on it, federal research on it, where they really find out, the medical purposes of it or how it's
Okay.
damaging you or whatever. They dive
Right.
into all it then. And they haven't been able to do that yet. So that's why the changing of the scheduling is really important.
Okay.
Question.
Uh-oh.
Question for you. What got you into this? This is your third episode.
Yes.
Correct?
So you are my third guest.
Yes. Yes.
So Word on the Beat was started in 2019 by me. I actually used to write for Digital Dope Boys, which I don't even think they have a blog anymore. It's Frankie Hustle. He had me writing for him for like a year. Stuff happened. It didn't work out. I went on my own. Still wanted to keep writing, and it was mostly music. It was just music at that time. Artists, interviews, hip hop and rap and R&B mostly. And I got a lot of support from Tacoma and Seattle for it, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't know. I'm a white girl. I didn't, in this rap culture, it's different. I didn't know how I would be welcomed, I guess.
Yeah.
So, 2019 I started it. It was cool. I stopped I think it only lasted about a year and a half for me. I had health issues, family stuff happened, so I had to just step away for a second. And, but I was still writing artist bios and creating EPKs. I was still doing that part.
Yeah.
I was still going to shows. I was trying to keep in the loop, during that time. But then L-Rock early last year, L-Rock hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I need a bio and an EPK. Let's work." So we did. I met up with him. We did an informal interview so I could do what I needed to do. And then he made a comment kind of in passing, "You should be on the team." And I'm like, "What would I even do for you?" And we found I was going through, my health problems actually were a lot worse back then. I didn't know what was wrong with me. January, February of last year. So normally I would be like, well, no, I don't want to. I don't like going into something when I know I can't give 110%. If I can't give you all of my time and attention and my efforts, I don't like doing it.
Yeah.
And that was my mindset. But I was like, you know what? I said no so many times, so many things. This might be a good opportunity. So now I worked with Elle for a year, a little over a year now, and it's been great. I've always known about his music, working with Frankie, of course, and he was just somebody that was quality, and I knew that he wasn't going to, for one, put me in any weird situations or be weird. He's solid, so it's like, why not? Let's try it. Let's see what happens, and it's been good. I've the ladies of LX3 have really elevated the team.
Yeah,
The team of
you
these guys.
always need a good woman. Always. That's the only way to complete a team, man. That's for
Yeah.
certain. Elle, do you have
So,
anything to say about that? I don't know if we're supposed to do that and
other.
put him on the spot. Do you have anything to say? Have anything to add to that?
Definitely agree with everything she said there.
But Frankie and Elle both had told me throughout last year, you need to start a podcast. You should start a podcast.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about it. I don't do anything halfway. Obviously, my set had to be
Pulled out a whole
perfect.
background.
My set had to be perfect. It had to be, I needed to get my logo revamped, and all that costs money. So it was just a slow progress of getting things put together, and we're here doing this podcast. The focus, I will interview artists now and then, but the focus is to interview people like yourself, businessmen, businesswomen, entrepreneurs, change makers, people who are doing major things or who have. I just interviewed, my second episode was interviewing somebody who had turned his life around after prison. And his story's incredible. And he's written 3 books. He's got a nonprofit to help the youth, and that's the type of thing that I'm passionate about. The music is cool. I still have the blog. I'm still gonna do stuff for the artists, but this is my passion: getting to know people who are incredible.
Yeah. I wouldn't say all of that, but thank you.
Well, you have built up a
incredible.
brand. You have, you're in 20 stores with your Seattle Sluggers now.
Yeah, that's the exciting part. Is getting into these shops.
Your first,
I love it.
when you said you had 1 store,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah,
And then
that was
just
exciting.
It just snowballed, and now we're at 20. So
We're at 20.
where are you located?
Oh man, let's start with Zips. As a matter of fact, we're delivering an order to the Zips in this area. We don't want to give locations and whatnot. In this area, so we'll be in 4 Zips now. Soto, 2 out here and in Everett.
Okay.
We're in the joint in Burien. We're in the joint in Everett. We are in Smuggler Brothers in Cedro Woolley.
Okay.
We're in the city of Blaine, at Dank of America, right off the freeway.
Okay.
Wonderful spot. Where else? People are gonna kill me. There is something we're working on right now with a few different larger name spots that would be a wonderful addition to our partnership that we're trying to create with these shops. We're over in Port Angeles.
Okay.
A greener today, Spokane. We're in. Oh my goodness! Listen,
You're in Squim, aren't you?
We're in 2 spots in Spokane. We're in Vancouver at High Five. Wow.
I think I saw you're in
Jeez.
Squim.
Squim. Yes. I forgot the name of the location. Do you see that? I smoke too much. We are in Squim. Hey, go to the IG, Seattle.
Yeah, you have them listed.
Sluggers.
Yeah.
And/or Magnus Premium. And we have them up there. I'm not gonna lie. I've been so behind on the IG. It's me that, I kind of took on that project, of doing the IG, and I didn't realize, in the beginning I was hitting it.
Yeah.
And it was great, it was fun, but it is so difficult.
It's a lot of work.
It's
a lot of work.
that thing called editing, but it took me back in the days when I thought I was a rapper. It took me back to like that feeling of creating something out of nothing, and I loved it, but I have not had the time, it's like, do I work on social media or do I deliver this product to the people. You know, I mean, what
Yeah.
it's difficult. You got life, you got kids, you got all this stuff. Yeah, it's difficult. But we gonna that's neither here nor there. We'll, you know, that's business. We'll get somebody to take that over, and/or I'll continue to do it. Who knows? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't even know why I brought that up. I'm just talking. I'm high. This is the high you wanted. Let's get higher.
I mean, and you barely smoke. I mean, oh, you still have quite a bit left in there
you know,
too.
Well, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is I believe this is our Queen of the South, which is a sativa, but it's a heavy sativa. I like to call it. You know.
Okay.
Queen of the South is yum yum. You know.
Oh man.
What else we got going?
So obviously 420 is like your
Good old
holiday.
420.
It's, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you promoted some shows
Yes.
that had the Seattle Sluggers, I don't know, logo on it for, I think, just sponsorship. I don't even know how that works, honestly.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
promoted some
420.
shows. I think you guys, not you guys, but you went to a 420 event in Seattle, I believe.
So this past 420, see, I might be too real right now. I don't know if I should be real or just, you know, just be right. You know, this 420, it was my fault. I tried to do too much, you know,
Okay.
and I tried to be involved with 4 different events when the truth is that I should have just only been involved with one event. You
Okay.
know, stuck with that, kept myself there, but I tried to spread myself too thin. I'm saying all that to say that this 420, how do I say this in a politically correct way? Because I fuck with all the people that I sponsor. It was a slower event.
Okay.
And I probably should have just stayed at, you know, my Ganja Yoga event.
Oh, that
Kept
is
it there.
that is something you guys
You gotta come.
do.
You gotta come check it out.
So it's this
My God,
yoga
Daniel, man. Yeah.
and ganja
Yes.
combined,
Yes. Combined. You're stretching,
and you
which
smoke
is
it.
healing. You know, my guy may come out with the little sound things, woo, 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 all of that. You know what I mean? You know, I love that shit. But you are relaxing your mind, body, and soul with a slugger or a pyramid and some wonderful organic cannabis. And then you are stretching your body out, which, I mean, listen, stretching is, for me, I believe stretching is more important than working out, lifting weights. You know, I believe that's the most important thing that we should do in our lives continuously. You know, it's a wonderful thing. And so, yeah, Daniel, he does a great job of what he does.
How often are those events?
Lately, they've been like twice a month.
Twice a month? Are they like Saturdays, Sundays?
He has them. As a matter of fact, the next one I think is on a Wednesday.
Oh.
You know,
Okay.
and I need to find the name of his situation. Well, maybe you can put that up later. We'll find it. But because the reason I'm saying that because he has the schedule there.
Okay.
But they're normally twice a month. He does them on the weekends. But the recent one coming up, if I'm saying, is on the 15th, and that's during the week. So
Right.
you know, he does them on the week during the week too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is a
I could
phenomenal
come
event.
and stretch and get a contact high. That sounds good to me. I'll have to come and check it out.
No,
'Cause they
it would be even better. You would come in off an edible.
Okay.
And that, I think, I haven't done that. I gotta try that.
The edibles I take put me out. I have to get a different type of edible.
So, okay, maybe you just eat less then. Maybe if whatever you get, you eat the whole thing or even half, maybe you have to eat like a little morsel of it. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
Like,
yeah. I'm gonna have to play around and see what I can function on.
just a little bit. And I mean, but even if you come and just lay down
Yeah.
and just enjoy the vibe, you know, that is a beautiful thing too
That's all
within
that it's
itself. You know,
about, and
it's a great vibe, great energy up in there.
That's what I think that's what I
Highly
love
recommend
about
it.
that's what I love about the weed culture. It's just it's a vibe. It's a chill. People are chill. It's a chill vibe, cool, you know, where people just have this common interest in something
Yeah.
that's great. And I've always been, for a while, I've been fascinated with the weed culture and how it all works out. I know that. So, Cantana Fest. Are you part of that
Fest.
at all?
We will be there.
You'll be
Yes.
there. Are you gonna have you're gonna have a booth?
We'll have a
Or-
booth there. Yes, we will.
Okay.
I don't, you know, Scott's got a lot. Scott and Redman, they're doing. They got a lot going on with that.
Yeah.
They got a lot going on with that. And we will have a booth. We will, you know, be up there. You know, I don't know exactly where we'll be or whatnot, but yeah, we will be up there. You know, we supporting the brand. You know.
Okay.
There's a few things coming up that we're going to be involved with, and that's, you know, that's our new approach. Just trying to dive into the community and, you know, mess with the things that we love. You know.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's why we love messing with y'all. You know, first of all, L Rock and the whole team, man. You know, y'all came into this and really didn't ask me for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've dealt with a lot of people, and some, you know, everybody's always asking for something. You know, and so, you know, y'all show love, and you know, so for me, you know, I fucks with y'all, and it just makes it so much better that the music I fucks with too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so yeah.
And that
it was
what was important when I was like, hey, I have this artist. I'm wondering if we can get together and do some. I don't even know. I didn't have any plan in mind. I just knew that L Rock's brand fits into you guys. Let's see what we can do. So but it was important that we both, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like I've been saying, I think y'all need to dive into the industry. You know, something that y'all can do. Put the brand out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's multiple strains that, you know, can be put out there specifically for your brand. And hey, why don't you come? Oh, well, I thought Magnus was up there. I was about to say, why don't you come to Magnus? You know, why don't you come to Magnus for that? You know. So, you know, hey, shoot, Dope Boys, L Rock, man, let's get it. You know, let's get it. LX3, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, the legalities of it are a little crazy, so we would have to figure that all out. But
it's
definitely would be down to do something.
It's gonna change.
Yeah.
It's gonna change soon.
Hopefully, because that would be cool to get into that. I think.
You got to. Other people in the camp smoke. I know you don't smoke, of course, but you know.
Yeah.
Do you care to say any of the next few guests that you might have coming up?
So,
you want to talk about that?
I can. So I have, so last week I was supposed to shoot 2 shows, did not work. That was supposed to be a company called Protected Energy, which is all about good, you know, positive mental health. It's the brand's really great. It's owned by an artist out in Tacoma, actually. But he had to cancel. I was sick last week anyways, so it kind of worked out. So, and then I was going to have some producers, the Beat Armada. from Tacoma. We're gonna reschedule, but next week, not next week, coming up, where I'm gonna be. No, that is next. My next one is gonna be Painless Treats. She is the one
Painless
who
Treats,
I get my edibles from. She's amazing. She's amazing. I'm
Painless Treats.
Painless Treats. Pain with an E.
Yeah.
Painless Treats. I've shouted her
Pain
out.
with an E at the end, you mean?
No, after pain. PAINELES.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You're not going to remember
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay.
So I'm really excited for that one. She's actually going to bring us some goodies. So we'll see.
You don't like my goodies. I brought blunts.
Elle does. Elle loves them.
Hey.
So I'm excited for that one, though. She's amazing, and I think, it's companies like hers where I think I want to help get it out there. Yes. I'm a small brand right now, but whatever, any word of mouth is the best thing. So yeah, I'm excited for that one.
It is.
And then there's actually one I'm also super excited about. I'm gonna be interviewing somebody from it's called Living Clean, and he works with like sober living houses and stuff. I'm still researching him more.
Okay. Oh yeah, they doing that real work.
So I'm excited for that one. There's some guests I've got a really good lineup of guests for my first episode.
If you could interview anybody in the world right now, today, who would it be? If you could interview anybody.
So are we switching places? Should I be in that chair now?
No, we having some fun.
Places?
We having some fun.
Oh, if I could interview anybody.
Anybody in the world right now, today. Yeah, you might have a top two. Who knows?
Oh, goodness. I haven't thought like big scale for that one. I don't know. That's a very good question.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have an answer for that either.
I mean, really?
You know what? I was thinking that, but I don't know if I wanted to just say that on camera.
Well, so it means
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't want to. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, on what?
And
for
he's
what?
he gonna answer anything? Oh yeah.
See, I don't do the whole politics thing though. I'd have to really.
Yeah, I can't stand politics.
I don't like politics, but we need more people in politics who are businessmen. Like I really, honestly, I thought he would do good. And that's all I'm saying on that.
We do have too many businessmen in politics. That might be the problem too. We need more real motherfuckers in there. That's Well, yeah, let's not get into politics.
I got this sign from my executive producer. We've probably been talking too much. So once more, let's have you tell people where they can find you. We will also have it linked.
Yes.
On our YouTube.
Zips, joints. We're working on a few new spots. We're in Spokane.
Where can they find you on social media?
Green Nugget.
He said,
yeah, right? He's about the business.
Weed is at.
Oh, yeah, man, get there, please. That's the only way to support somebody. Hey, man, we messed with you. How would we support? We see you some money. No, go to the stores, get the packages. Matter of fact, we right up here now. Just in case you want to go down there and get a slugger. You know what I mean? We everywhere now. Man, we try to be everywhere.
It'll happen.
And all 450 shops, man. And if we're not at your local shop, go and ask about us.
Yeah. Cool.
Por favor.
Leon, thank you so much.
Thank you
for joining me today.
Thank you.
I
enjoyed myself.
It's always fun talking with you.
Yeah, I'm silly sometimes.
Yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode 3 of Word on the Beat Talk Show. We will have all of the social media links for Magnus Premium in the descriptions, and go follow them. Go check out the Seattle Sluggers.
Seattle Sluggers.
Follow-
Get you too.
Follow Word on the Beat everywhere. Word on the Beat 1, the number 1, and tap in. Thank you guys.